because there's some more items that we can get here to sell. Silver glass, that's worth a little bit of money. Same here, pick up add to wares on all this stuff, none of it's necessary. You can mix and match your like at-home clothes and stuff with like that, but it's just really not super important. Okay, heavy crossbow, mace.
Always room for more?
Got some daggers we can add to wares. I think that chest is locked, so we'll have to get that with Will. Not interested in regular mugs. A little bit more money here. A potato. Sure, I guess I'll take a potato. And then, like I said, that's locked, so we'll have Will come and lockpick that.
As one does.
Give him guidance. I don't think inspiration's necessary.
Can't give up now.
See, gold. We got a letter. I'll go ahead and send this to camp. Another book. Send to camp. Then we got some wares and a potion, which isn't bad. Looks like I need to reapply Armor of Agathis on my dude. Let's go ahead and do that, I suppose. Maybe I don't have the spell slot. No, I don't. So, taking a rest before long might not be a bad idea. Also, not a huge thing either, though, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to go ahead now and go to the merchants that I wanted to talk to. Having Karlach when you talk to this guy is kind of convenient.
Take me. Thought I sensed an infernal around here. But you aren't from Elturel. What's your story?
I spent a good bit of time in the Hells. Enlisted against my will by the Archdevil Zariel. Same as you, I suppose, if you're from Elturel. The devils were delighted when your city was swallowed up. I thought they had you for keeps. Glad you got out.
I got lucky. It looks like you did too. And you brought some infernal machinery with you.
A little gift from Zariel. Keeps me burning hot.
Very hot by the smell of it. Might be burning out a piston ring or leaking oil. Mind if I take a listen?
Be my guest. But don't get too close or your eyes will melt shut.
Phew! You really are burning up. Whoever put that engine together tried to house metallurgized demono valves inside a Ragnak's alloy casement. Very risky. I might be able to help. I'd need infernal iron. And a prayer that my hammer will survive the work. That thing isn't meant to operate outside of Vernus. I'm not sure how much longer it'll keep running the way it's going.
Will you be able to turn down the temperature a little? Worried I'm gonna go in for a handshake and singe someone's arm off one of these days.
I'd worry about surviving the night first. But help one, help both. If we can cool you off, it'll stabilize your engine and allow you to touch whomever you please. I've sensed some during our travels. It has a pull to it. Absolutely magnetic, once you know what you're looking for. I can show you where I'd look. Meanwhile, I've still got plenty of weapons and armor in stock if you're looking to load up.
Okay, so we can do some shopping now. It's got a heavy crossbow +1. Hunting shortbow isn't the worst thing. I might buy that. Spear +1, hide armor, chain shirt. Chain shirt isn't the worst. Padded armor +1, ring mail. This shield is something I do want to get. It's cost like 100 something. Yeah, I'll go ahead and buy that now. There's some dyes here too. I don't remember him selling dye, but that's kind of cool. Like I said, he will sometimes sell hand crossbows too. It doesn't look like he has any in stock right now, and I don't think I'm doing any bow-focused builds with this setup. We got scale mail, so let's see. Basic scale mail has 14. What about this chain shirt? Also 14. So basic scale mail's just as good still. I think I'll still get one for Will, but maybe I'll hold off on that. Sell our wares. Okay. Looking pretty good. I do want to go ahead to...
Forged from the heart.
go ahead to Auntie Ethel over here and purchase one of her Hill Giant strength potions. Let's go ahead while I'm at it and talk to this woman.
You! Saw you fighting those slimy bastards. Fancy a bowl? Best to fill your belly now, while we still can. Look, it ain't much, but it might make all the difference. The only way we'll make it to Baldur's Gate is to run, and run hard. If a gnoll catches your scent, you'll need every bit of strength. Trust me.
Okay. And so, I mean, nothing fantastic, but that item adds to your camp provisions.
Ah, if it isn't the talk of the camp. Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh! There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks, Petal. Are you hurt? Cold? Feverish? Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore. Aha! You take a sup at that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie. Oh, 'tis just a healing potion, nothing fancy. Here. You just look like you might need a pick-me-up. I'm sorry to go on about it, but are you all right? You're looking awful peaky. Oh, stop! Even on a good day, half the camp acts like a bunch of screaming brats. I'm tempted to smack them all on the backside and tell them to kiss and make up. Not that they'd listen to little old me. Anyway, do you need anything? I have a few odds and ends for sale. Hey, bother.
So we got a potion of greater healing by letting her fuss over us, which is hilarious. Overall, I actually like Auntie Ethel. She's one of the characters I like a bit better. Red Pepper, I've not seen that one before. So she does have a really fantastic staff here. If you're playing with a character that is utilizing unarmored, or whatever. If they're not using, if they're using like unarmed strikes. That's what I was trying to get out. So it's mostly useful for if you're using a monk and doing the bonus action unarmed strikes. Really, really good monk weapon, because obviously you can't unarmed attack with a regular attack if the staff is in your hand, but overall, it's worth getting, if nothing else. I'm not going to buy it quite yet. What I want are these potions. Can I get them all? Okay, I was able to get them all. I don't even know if I'm going to use them, but I'm going to stock up on as many of them as I can, because they could come in handy if I decide that I want to care about it. I'm probably going to take Tavern Brawler with Karlach, so I might use the potions on her. I just haven't totally decided whether I care about it yet or not. But that's something I recommend doing if you're going to be going the route where you're trying to use exploits to get money. And I'm going to be trying it. I need to test it first and see that it's working. But I wanted to go ahead and trade with this individual before doing that so that she would restock more of the potions. Let's go ahead. Send that to camp.
Take care now, sweetie.
Okay, so what I am going to do, because I'm going to have to respec Will and Karlach anyway, is I'm just going to go to Will here and level him up as a druid. And stats don't matter at all for this, because we just really want the wild shape skill, which I'm trying to see if they get that at level 1, or if I have to level it up one more time. Looks like I'll have to level them up one more time, but that's fine. None of this matters. You can just have whatever spells. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more level up. You could do purchases right now, but I need that wild shape before I can really start making my money back. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do it now. And Moon Druid's the best one for wild shape, not that it matters for this at all. Obviously, the new one is the Circle of the Stars, which I'm showcasing with Shadowheart. Okay, now that we have that out of the way... Okay, now that we have that out of the way, I'm not even going to bother leveling up Karlach right now. What we are going to do is see if what I'm trying to do still works. So you want to go to Wild Shape. I'm just going to make him a cat, because it doesn't matter. And then now, you want to go into the inventory of the character, select a thrown item, in this case Simple Toxin, it's the only one. Oh, they've patched it. So they've patched this method of making money. So I'm going to see if I can look into another one really quick. Give me just a minute. I'll pause the video here. You guys won't see anything but a cut. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find another option for this real quick.
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
True.
Alright, everybody. I am back. I apologize for it not being exactly at the same spot it was, but I did some testing. They did do some patches, apparently, because I can't click on the Simple Toxin in the same way I used to and sell it. However, if you pick a different thrown weapon, and it appears if you have more than one of them, so let's say, for this case, I'm going to use the Alchemist Fire. You can click on it, nothing happened. It brings you back to the menu. You can go back to your main character and trade with an individual NPC. In this case, I'm going to use Auntie Ethel. Make sure you go to the wares. Now you can go to the Alchemist Fire in Will's inventory and just hit sell. You can hit it over and over and over and nothing happens. You can even hit sell multiple and nothing happens. Your amount doesn't go down, but you can just keep mashing this and getting money infinitely for free. I don't know in what way they patched this. Maybe they patched it to where if it's an item of only a single in the stack, you can't do it. But if you have multiple in the stack, this still works. So I wanted to showcase this. This is going to be the money exploit that I'm using to get infinite funds and purchase things. I'm going to be buying things like foods, dyes, these Hill Giant strength potions, all of the rare weapons in the game, stuff like that, and maybe even some health potions. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead for you guys. I wanted to show that this works, but I'm not gonna make you sit here while I do all of that. So there's gonna be a pause here, and then once I'm done with all the purchases I feel like doing at the moment, I'll show you guys me getting the inventory all sent back to my camp and organized, so that you can see all what I purchased, and then I'll get into what to do from there. So what you want to do, like I said, is purchase everything stock-wise from any vendors that you want to. In this case, I'm just going to be doing it with Auntie Ethel, the blacksmith, and the seller at the very front of the grove. You can purchase from other people as well, but I don't think it's really necessary. Most of this is going to be for me making money, not actually purchasing items. You can also go to the trouble of going to barter and like giving a whole bunch of items for free to these vendors to get better trade prices with them, but I'm not going to bother with that. But like I said, I'll make a cut here, come back once I'm done with all that, you guys. Alright, everybody, I am back again. We're at the camp because now I'm done with my shopping for now. I plan on resetting Karlach and Will, as well as it looks like Withers has something he wants to say to me anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what I bought. I managed to get a couple of hand crossbows, including a hand crossbow +1. I'm just going to send both of them to camp for now, because I don't have a build, an archery character planned for this right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and send this hunting short bow to Will, because he'll be able to use Hunter's Mark now just from having that. Spell Thief I don't plan on using, so we're going to send that back to camp. +1 rapier we'll give to Will. this, let's see here. So we've got Rain Dancer, which is a regular staff from the looks of it. Yeah, because the +1 has 1 to 8. The Rain Dancer does give you access to the Create Water Transmutation spell. I don't think that's worth it, though, so I'm going to send that to camp. Give the +1 quarterstaff to Shadowheart. And let's see here. We've got Scale Mail. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Will. We've got this saving throw shield. I'm going to equip that myself, give the other shield to Will. Let's see here. I did buy a lot of dyes. I'm just going to be adding all of those to wares. I see I have a key in my inventory here still. So I'm going to go ahead and just get that where it goes. I did buy 12 Elixir of Hill Giant Strength, which I'm just going to go ahead and give to Karlach. We're going to go ahead and use those just because I went to the trouble of buying them, and I do plan on buying more, so we're going to use them just because. We got Potions of Speed. I don't know if I'll ever get around to use them. I didn't buy any just then, but I do have those. We do have the Corellian's Grace. I don't have a Monk, though, so we're just sending that to camp. Dragon's Grasp, I went ahead and bought. Now, like I said, these are all just wares from those 3 vendors, so you don't have to travel to anyone other than them if you're making these purchases. Again, though, not going to be using this. We're just going to send it to camp. And then everything else that I bought was all these dyes. I'm going to see if I can multi-select them and send them, because that's what I would like to do. Just send them all to the camp chest. Looks like I can. Let's get all those out of my way now. And I also have a little bit more than 5,000 gold now. And I am just going to split off 1,000 of that to keep on me. Let's input amount. We'll do that. We'll keep 1,000 on us, and then I'm going to put the rest of this in camp in case I end up needing it. And I think we're probably good. Let's go ahead and switch to Shadowheart. Equip her new quarterstaff. Add to wares on this one. We'll send it to my character. Will, we need to get out of wild shape. Somewhere here. Is this it? Lunar Mend. No. Let's see. There we go. Dismiss wild shape. Because we no longer even want to be a... what you call it with him, druid. But I'm gonna go ahead with Karlach first. I want to get her situated because she's going to be the easier of the two.
Ah, another. Thy name has been recorded. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services. Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's a brand new description of hirelings, which is cool, because I don't remember that being how he described them in the past.
Most willingly, forsooth. Their passions doth run deep for what hath been wrought upon them. Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Okay. I think I am done. Yeah, I don't want to talk anymore. Can I just, like... I just want to respec this character. Whatever.
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
Maybe I hadn't talked to Withers yet. Maybe that's what's going on.
A matter of coin. As thou desire.
Okay, so we're going to stay as a barbarian. And I just wanted to go through and do some adjustments to stats. So, under normal circumstances, not considering Hill Giant Strength potions, what you probably want to do is have your Constitution and Strength be your highest stats. Intelligence does not matter, and neither does Charisma. Wisdom is up to you. Dexterity matters to a degree, but isn't the most important thing. So this honestly looks pretty okay even just to begin with. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could even reduce some from Wisdom because it's not necessary and maybe go like 15, 15, and 17. I don't know. I think this is better though. Probably going like this. Because you want things to be even numbers, so 14's better and 16's better as far as Constitution goes. What I want to consider now is since I have these Hill Giant Strength potions, they're going to automatically set my Strength to 18 if I'm not mistaken. Meaning if I want to, I can adjust the stats to reflect that, potentially dropping my Strength down to 8, and putting the +2 into Constitution, and then maybe even considering Wisdom to be our next best stat from there, because we don't need Intelligence and Constitution. You could pump it, Dexterity also, potentially, so what if we do a 16 Dexterity, 17 Constitution, then when we get to level 4, you could take Tavern Brawler into Constitution, making it 18, and the Hill Giant Strength Potions will make your Strength 18. I think I like that. And since I'm going to the trouble of using the money exploit and buying these Hill Giant Strength Potions to begin with, this is probably the best. Not to mention now we can put stats into some of our other things. What do we want most from there then, though? Could probably put this up to 10. 12 Wisdom isn't the worst. Wisdom can actually be very helpful on a Barbarian because it makes you less likely to be hurt by a lot of status effect things. And we could even bump it all the way up to 14, which is not bad. Because your Wisdom saving throws are going to be a lot of your like hold person type effects that you resist them. So I actually think I really like this. I'm going to go with this, but like I said, if you're not using the Hill Giant Strength Potions, you probably want to prioritize Constitution and Strength, having Constitution at 16 and Strength at 17 so that you can put the Tavern Brawler +1 into Strength, making it 18, 16 at level 4. But, since I'm using these Hill Giant Strength Potions, 8 Strength, 8 Charisma, and I think 10 on Intelligence is still nice because it could matter at some point to some degree. But your Wisdom being up at 14 is going to be really nice because it's going to make you able to resist more of those crowd control effects. So, I like this. This is, I think, what I want to go with here. Now, we have skill proficiencies. We get to pick 2. There's Intimidation and Perception. Perception's actually a really nice thing to have. Nature and Animal Handling don't matter very much at all. So out of these, I think that's perfectly acceptable. Now, because we have Respect Karlach, the vendors should have updated, so I'm going to go do a little bit more trading, and then I'll come back when I respec Will, and then as I go up their levels one by one, I will show you guys what I do with each level. I will say, though, for Karlach, it's just going to be selecting whatever you're getting. You're not going to be making choices. So for Karlach, I probably won't even bother. I'm just going to do the shopping. And what I'm going to do is for level 2, I'm going to stick with Barbarian and take it. For level 3, I'm going to stick with Barbarian and choose Giant. And I may come back and show you guys that part just for the sake of you can see what you get from that. I don't know. I may include those things, but I'm going to make jump cuts to that because I still want to keep doing stuff with the vendors along the way.
What to do?
Alright guys, so I am back here, level 2 of Barbarian. I'm just sticking with Barbarian for Karlach. You get Danger Sense, Reckless Attack, and a health boost. How's it going, everybody? I'm back again with the level 3 of the Barbarian like I said I would be. I'm going to go ahead and get it. We're selecting Giant. And then we also get the Zerial Tiefling Legacy of Avernus ability, and that's all for Karlach. I'm going to go ahead and leave off on the recording here and work on the next one next time. I'll get the rest of the purchases that I plan on doing finished here. And then next, when I come back, we'll be able to get started with actually progressing, moving forward. There's some more things in Emerald Grove I want to complete, including another vendor I want to meet and speak with briefly. But thank you guys for joining me for this one. Hopefully you've enjoyed it and can continue with me for the rest of it.